What's up, fam? Hey, once again, thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do, hit that notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. You know, there was a time when entertainment was just that. It was just entertainment. People on the screen, people in the theaters, people on your radio station, in the studios. They were just telling the story, just to entertain the audience, give the audience a glimpse of I guess you could say, an alternate reality. You know, most of them not, knowing exactly what you're talking about. I hadn't lived what is being presented to them as a show. Kind of give them, get them away from reality, all the pitfalls, all the problems they have in their own life. Let them see something else, whether it's something funny, something dramatic, tragic, emotional. That's what it was, just entertainment. But then one day somebody woke up and said, hey, I got a story to tell. Somebody said, hey, that's my story that they telling up there. Who better to tell that story than me? And so they got up there and they get up there and, like I said, and tell it and told their story. Real life accounts. And people were mesmerized that this person actually lived this life. But the thing about these people's story, most of them, is they're telling you the story of a life that they lived once upon a time, not what they're living at this moment. Not trying to prove how bad or how hard they currently are, but just trying to tell you what they did in the past life. But now you fast forward to the generation now. And I say the youngins, probably younger than me, generation after me. These guys, especially in the rap business. Now, back in the day, you would hear Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, all them, them cats like that will say, hey, what I'm speaking of is, it's entertainment. What I'm saying? We're trying to bring a message, but it's entertainment. Or these are stories of stories that I saw, people that lived around me, not necessarily my story, and that's what I'm rapping about, to bring it out there to you guys, to deliver a message, if you will. But now, these cats coming up now, they want to be part of the story. And I think it evolved, like, I remember, it's like people want to rap, and you're rapping about these stories, but then people in the streets want to check you on it, check your gangster, want to know your credentials, and you have no credentials. So now you got these fools. Then you have these guys go out here and actually commit crimes. Ain't sold a lick of dope ever in their life, and never wore a rag ever. But now that you trying to rap and be famous, and you rapping about this stuff, when you go to certain neighborhoods, you go to certain cities, go to just certain places in the world, period, people gonna check you. So now you got to create this. You got to become this character that you created. But now, fast forward, now you got people who are actually doing the crimes and then go rap, and like living a life and rapping about it while it is taking place. And these guys are the ones that are getting arrested, doors kicked in, going to prison, and lyrics being used against them in these court cases. And they're actually factual, true life events. And they have no way to get out of the issues. But with that being said, there's a story about a guy from the great state of Texas who rapped about robbing ATMs and then got arrested for allegedly doing this exact crime. Let's get into it, man. I got this from the Daily Insider. We're gonna read this real quick. It says a Texas man who rapped about robbing ATMs was arrested for allegedly committing the crime. It says a Houston, Texas man who made up a rap song about robbing ATMs was arrested after allegedly committing the crime, according to local news. What's that? LaDajon Riley, 30, was arrested at a Motel 6 in Dixon, Tennessee on Monday, WZTV reported. Okay, so this guy's 30. You know, used to be, remember back in the day, you thought that you rapping in your 30s and 40s, we thought that's kind of lame, but nowadays we kind of realize that people are growing up understanding, like, hey man, you can rap till you die. People sing till they die, people act till they die, but we the type of people that just only want to embrace you for a short amount of time. But people got their whole life to live, but we just want to embrace you for a short amount of time, and that's not, I don't know. I don't know what kind of culture we got. But anyway, Nashville Metropolitan Police said 3 other people identified: a 32-year-old Sashandre Dugas, 27-year-old Darius Dugas, and 27-year-old Christopher Alton, were also taken into custody in connection to robbing an ATM technician. According to police, 2 of them confronted the victim, telling him not to do anything stupid and hand over the money. Police said that they were able to track the group after finding out that one of the getaway cars, described as a Hyundai Elantra, was rented from Hertz. This is the thing. One, you bank robbing. ATM, whatever you want to call it, that's a bank robbery. That's a federal offense. You are messing with federal money, so now you're going to have the FBI on your tail. And so you think, shout out to Young Thug, that you can rent a car. You're watching too much of the wrong TV. But anyway, you can rent a car, commit a crime, and then go take it back, and nobody can trace you. See, you're listening too much of Keefe D and the whole Tupac murder investigation. You know how they said he said, he rented a Cadillac, which I think you can't rent Cadillacs no more, but you can rent it. That's what we rent. We rent Cadillacs, go out, be seen, take off the rental car stickers, ride around, cruise around, try to pick up female. But that's a that's a late 90s, early 2000 thing, I think, and that's probably why they stopped letting us rent Cadillacs, because that's what we rent. But anyway, he go out there, rent a car, go to Vegas, end up shooting, killing Tupac, take the car back. Y'all listen too much of the wrong side of the story. So y'all, people actually think you can rent a car and not get caught, but dude, there's cameras everywhere. And like I said before in the video, me and my dad, we talked, and my dad told me, say anybody that commit a crime nowadays got to be the craziest, the dumbest, the stupidest person in the world, because you got a death wish. Because there are cameras everywhere. Because number one, everybody got one in their hand. Number two, everybody got them on their house, and they got them on the streets and on the stores, front and back. So everywhere you go, every at least few hundred feet, quarter mile, maybe eighth of a mile, somebody is watching you. Somebody's gonna see you pass. So you rent a car, and now you got a paper trail. Here's some people, like I said, they using their phones and TV for the wrong thing. Me myself, when I'm scrolling through my phone all day, all night, whenever I'm scrolling, it's either for business or it's for education. Sometimes entertainment, but it's more like an edutainment thing. Everything I look at, I want to learn from it for the most part. Every now and then, I want to be just solely entertained, but 9 times out of 10, I'm looking to educate myself or to learn something. You feel me? Anyway, according to the news release, authorities were able to locate the group at the motel with the help of helicopter units and saw them moving the money into a Jeep. They must have got a lot of money. When the Dugas couple and Riley couple, that wasn't brothers, one family, huh? When the Dugas couple and Riley pulled away from the motel in the Jeep, and as Alton drove away in the Hyundai, Dixon police moved in with the assistance of the Nashville Police Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The news release. The FBI is investigating the matter, and the group is facing federal charges. Law enforcement agents say, they're gonna throw the book at these brothers. Riley, who goes by the moniker 213 Jug God, 213, ain't that in California? Anyway, 213 Jug God allegedly made a song titled Make It Home about jugging ATMs out of state, according to a tweet from the Houston Police Officers Union. Quote, if you're going to rap about it, then turn around and be about it and get caught, that's on you. Douglas Griffith, president of the police union, told Fox 26, you shouldn't do stupid crap, and you definitely shouldn't violate the law and talk about it. And that is so true. And that's the point I want to get to is, like I say, the lyrics are being used against, some these rappers in the legal system. Most recently, what you have Young Thug and his group with the RICO charges, and what they bringing up are lyrics he used to talk about killing his ops or taking out his ops. But you can go back as far as Snoop Dogg's Murder Was a Case trial. Who else? Sebo was a rapper that was on parole, but they denied his parole because of his lyrics. What's another one? What's the guy? Mac Mall. I think he was indicted, 5-year charge. Got 5 or 6 years, I believe, and they used his lyrics against him in the court. Shoot, matter of fact, X-Rated. I remember him. Was it in the 90s, I believe? But anyway, he was like 17 years old. I think he committed a murder, or allegedly committed a murder. Kid, and got 20, served 26 years, got let out. But they used his lyrics against him in the court of law. But they said the lyrics are probably written like not even around the time, it's either a year before, a year after, whatever. But whatever the case may be, I mean, after the crime was committed, but they used his lyrics against him in the court of law. And this story here is what what's going to create is going to create a problem, because you have guys like Jay-Z, Meek Mill, I think Killer Mike. These cats try to go to New York and get some kind of law passed to where they make it illegal to use a person's lyrics against them during trial or any kind of, for any legal matters. Because they hollered the whole, what is it, First Amendment, freedom of speech, Second Amendment, First Amendment, freedom of speech. But it's like, yeah, you got the freedom of speech, but if you use that speech to commit a crime, or if it's like can be used as evidence in a crime, or used as evidence to to talk against your character. I mean, actually, you got the freedom to say something, but you also got to have the freedom to deal with the consequences. So anyway, like I said, they went to New York and tried to get this law passed. I'm not sure if they got it passed or not, but stories like this is what's going to keep stuff like a law like that from passing. Because and I'm gonna say it like this: artists, anybody that can rap or sing or whatever the case may be, that's fine. But the message that we use has got to be, we gotta put out better messages. There's got to be better stuff to rap about than committing crimes. I mean, you shouldn't commit crime, but if that's your life, that's your life. But there's got to be better stuff too. Because back in the day, so we say, we're talking about what I'm saying, how people rapped about, let's say, selling dope or gang banging or living in the streets or hustling, whatever. But the person that they was rapping about, they were rapping about the guys who was actually financing their records or the record label. There's a lot of cats, I knew cats, in Dallas back in the day that, and this was it's just a thing. A guy on the street hustling, making money. He want to turn that money to legal money, open up a record label, detail shop, stuff where, cash come in, come out, stuff like that. But you try to go legit And so they would just, they know a guy out there who can rap. They say, hey man, you stay off these streets. You don't need to be on the street. You need to stay in that studio. Matter of fact, you stay in that studio, I'll pay for your studio time. Matter of fact, I'll buy a studio. You can come in there, come by the crib and make music all the time. You can rap this story. You can rap about anything you want to. And it was no problem. That's how it was. But now you got cats who, I'm going to say young, because he's 30, but hell, he's 15 years younger than me. So he's still young. And you got these cats now who are rapping, actually committing these, like I say, rapping and committing these crimes. And unfortunately, man, you living in the country that you living in, the system that we under, you got to abide by their rules. It don't matter. We can go in there, and complain and march, but we also got to actually do things to better ourselves. Like I say, I ain't knocking no rappers. Hell, shoot, back in the day, I used to rap. I probably still can. Knock out a hot 16 if I need to. But I mean, now it was just the content will be a little more constructive, nothing destructive. We got to be more constructive now. I mean, it's we're getting older, times are getting harder. The world, as they say, getting worse. People getting away from spiritual and scriptural messages and teachings, and everything is just worldly, and there's nothing to fall back on. Like say, you remember a time when they used to make records where you had records for the streets, you had records for the clubs, you had records for the women, and you had a spiritual records for your church, all in one rap album every time, without without fail. But then for some reason it just stayed street, and then for some reason it got more raunchy, and we ain't we ain't looked back since. And we always want to get mad because people talk about it and say, hey man, we got to do something different, and what should you do? Or do not, you'll end up on RICO charges, or you'll end up sitting here going to jail, federal charges, robbing ATMs, and there's 4 of them. Shoot, somebody gonna send you somebody anyway. Let me get out of here. Tell me what y'all think. Like I said, bottom line, dudes just they're doing ignorant stuff, man. Leave your comment below and then share it to the world. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.